Hello, my dear friends. We are on to our daily inspiration titled Judaism, the rest of the story, number 2 of our series. And as long as we are going to be quarantined, we'll keep this inspiration on, and perhaps even later. Hopefully, we'll be out of this quarantine much quicker than we expected. And today I want to touch upon something that is a very interesting fact in Judaism, because there is always the thought about Judaism and how Judaism teaches us to think, to approach things, and then there is the Jewish story, the Jewish narrative. So if we talk about the Jewish narrative throughout history, especially in our times, when we talk about Jews, we're always talking about our accomplishments, how accomplished we are, what we have done. Look how many buildings carry the names of Jewish people. Look how many breakthroughs and inventions we have done. Look how many Nobel Prizes we have won. Look how many beautiful organizations, institutions that we have put up. Look how successful so many Jews have been. And very often when we talk about Judaism, it's talking about accomplishments. It's talking about how much we have achieved. And it's true, because Judaism drives us to achieve, drives us to be successful, drives us to make a change, to make a difference. And that is a very, very underlying important aspect, because when God gave us the Torah on Mount Sinai, He didn't just give us a set of laws. He put us on a mission. And our mission is nothing less than to transform the world and make it a place where goodness, where godliness, spirituality, truth, morality is what prevails and wins over everything else, everything negative and everything else. And this is something that we keep in mind all the time. And as Jews, we mostly pride ourselves with that. But today I want to talk about, for a moment, in our short 5 minutes, I want to talk about another aspect of Judaism. And that is just being comfortable in our own skin, being ourselves, focusing on who we are. It is very important. And that's what Torah really demands from us, is that the most important thing we have to conquer is ourselves. Conquering the world is great. But let me tell you something, my friends. Conquering yourselves is much more difficult. It's much easier to be accomplished on the outside world than to be accomplished in our own inside world. How many people are always dealing with as headaches and anxieties from issues that are so close to home? Our world. But this is my world. This is my issues. This is myself. But that's the hardest thing to conquer, because to conquer our own Yetzer Hara, evil inclination, our own animalistic nature, to conquer our faults and overcome, this is where the real challenge lies. This is where the greatness of every human being comes. The biggest emphasis in Judaism: build yourself. Your battle is within yourself. Because ultimately, when you win over your battle, the ability to win over the external battles become much, much easier and much more successful. Now, that does not mean that we only focus on ourselves selfishly, because we are not selfish human beings. Even to win over our battle is not just what is in it for me, but winning over our battle is, what am I here for? Who put me in this world? Why did God want me here in this world? So our own individual battle is much more about purpose, responsibility, mission. But how can I live up to it? How can I become that person that will behave this and carry this responsibility, that will fulfill this mission? And that starts from within. That starts from within ourselves. So Judaism demands almost to juggle while we are busy out there in the world, and we can't hide, and we don't go to mountaintops and run away to try to focus on ourselves. We do it while we're running, just like in the races, F1. They're almost changing the wheels while the car is driving. We have to look after ourselves while we're running. That is why we have Shabbat. Once a week is a chance to look at ourselves, to help us keep running. Every day, prayer is a time to look at ourselves, is a time to focus on ourselves, so then we can get out and keep running. Because ultimately, to conquer our little city is our greatest goal. And once we conquer our city, then automatically we start conquering everything around us. You know, when you see someone who has personally been successful in their own lives, who has developed their character, has become a better person, they walk into the room, a different atmosphere walks in, a different energy. Their face radiates. So this is what Hillel says, to cap it off. Hillel says, if I am not for myself, who will be for me? At the end of the day, I'm the only one who can be for myself. I'm the only one who can deal with my demons. No outside person can do it for me. I'm the only one who can help strengthen and become a wholesome, fortified, healthy city. My own little city, my own little world. But if it's only about myself, if that's where it ends, the money, the one of my worth, what do I have to be here for? So work on ourselves and learn how to be comfortable with being. In Judaism, not everything is about what does it lead to. When we learn Torah, it's because Torah itself is a great thing to learn, and it helps make us holier and more special and helps refine our character. To do a mitzvah, it's not the reward that comes from it. The mitzvah itself helps form me and shape me into who I can be. But if it's only about myself, then what is it? What am I? That's what we juggle all the time in Judaism. So juggle it well. Be for yourself. Always look to grow yourself. Don't just talk about what you do for others. Many times I talk to Jews and they feel very proud. They look what I do for other people. They always ask them, but what are you doing for yourself? Did you put on tefillin today? Did you do another mitzvah to help make yourself a better person? Is a better person only measured by what you do for someone else? Or is a better person measured by, do you win every internal battle that you have? Do you make sure that you don't allow stress and anxiety and depression to take you over and negativity? Are you using all your abilities to the fullest? All the capacity that you have been given, are you using it to the fullest in your knowledge and in your feelings and your heart? Work on yourself at the same time as we do our mission of working on others as well. So with this, I sign off. Shabbat Shalom. See you back Sunday, 12 p.m. And please pass it on. All the best.